We in here tonight, guys. Welcome in, guys. Going hard in the paint. Your host, JT, here. We got the man, Herb, with us. We got Daniel Pettey with us. And Alabama still holding up in the SEC. Just moved up a spot. Number 3. Got a good game coming up this Saturday against Arkansas. Don't sleep on them. Before we get into all that, let's see how the boys are doing tonight. How we doing tonight, Herb? How we living, brother? How we feeling?
Man, anytime I get to be on camera with you two fine, upstanding gentlemen,
man.
You know, it's great. And yeah, the Pettey, you're part of the intros the best, man. That shot, the turnaround. I don't know why I think I laugh every time, man. That's awesome.
Yes, then mission accomplished. That was I told my wife, I said, I'm shooting it and I don't care where it goes. We're taking one take and I'm turning around and
So Pettey sent me that one. He sent me another one. Dude, I'll send it to you, Herb. It's even funnier with the you remember the bushes? Clipping the bushes.
Yeah. Like we were going to do this 80s intro like for one of our shows. So I did nothing but all these cheesy ass intros like I was going on Full House or something.
And then you turn around and smile at the camera. Yeah.
Like pruning the garden and stuff. Just a bunch of dumb crap. Glad to be here.
That's fun. But guys, we're here tonight talking about Alabama hoops. Thank you for joining us. If you're here with us, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, guys. Also, if you're here, make sure that you leave us a comment. Tell us your thoughts. We got some questions. We'll double back on those on the end of the night on the show. But real quick before we get started, Herb, we got to let the beautiful people know what helps keep the lights on here at the Bama Standard. And, hey, if you didn't see us today, guys, the Bama Standard's been trending on all social medias through all types of places, guys. So make sure that you check out Whitwheel Sports. Hit them up, Herb. Let them know we hanging them up now. They hanging them up, baby.
You never know. A title towel may save your life one day.
Hey, man.
I don't know why. I don't know how. But this is the must-have for the Alabama fans. You know I'm always rocking one, right? Got 2 in the back. Got this one. Got the emergency one in the car. In case I see a Bama fan stranded out in the wilderness and they don't have a title towel, here, I'll give it to them. I know you're thinking food, water. No. Title towel. That's what'll get you through.
That will get you through right there, guys. Title towel will, but also what'll get you through if you're looking for some beautiful natural stone in or around your home. And Daniel Pettey can let us know right where to find that at. Where can we find that at, brother?
Limestone Company in beautiful Aniana, Alabama. Look, man, if you're building that dream home, it's no dream home is complete without natural stone. You've seen it. You've seen those houses. You've seen that stone and been like, man, I want that on my house. Well, now's the time. If you're building that dream home, go to realrockstone.com, Limestone Company, and they will fit all your stone needs. Again, located in beautiful Aniana, Alabama. They're one of the oldest, most trusted sources in the state. Tell them we sent you by using the promo code the Bama Standard and get 10% off your purchase of stone. That's 10% off a purchase of stone for your house, man. You can't beat that deal. Look, no dream home is complete without beautiful natural stone. Go check out realrockstone.com today.
Check them out, guys, right after the show right here. Everybody in the comments, what's up? Everybody said West Philadelphia, born and raised. But, yeah. Throwback right there to some good old Will Smith back in the day, Fresh Prince. But real quick, get into the Alabama-Georgia recap, guys. The Tide takes on the W, 90-69. Mark Sears scored 20 points. Number 4 Alabama in his 5th straight game for the 14th time in 15 contests, beating Georgia. They beat them on Saturday, 90-69. Nelson had 16 points, 10 boards. I love that out of him right there. Turnovers becoming an issue for the Tide now. Alabama scored 14 straight when the game was knotted at 10. That's what really separated it from that moment on. That's kind of the key points to the game right there. And I think the biggest key point to me is the turnovers. We can talk about Mark Sears being great, scoring the 20. We talk about Nelson getting the double-double. That's great. That's almost every night we can have that happen. But the problem's going to be when they don't do that one night and we have these turnovers against Auburn, play Kentucky again, have a lot of turnovers. Tennessee, great defensive team. Herb, kick us off tonight. How do you feel real quick about that Alabama versus Georgia game? Give us your recap and your thoughts.
It was kind of one of those, we see how the schedule is opening up, and how it's about to get a lot tougher. This is a game you knew you had an opponent overmatched. You were at home. You had to handle business. I felt like they did. There were a couple of times when Georgia, I think, made like little mini runs where we had turnovers and they hit a couple shots. But other than that, I mean, we kept our distance. Mark, Sears was the leader with 20, like you said. Grant Nelson, who I feel like there's always someone who points out, oh, Nelson needs to do this and Nelson needs to, but he's been the second best player consistently,
Yeah, and some nights the best. Yeah, it just depends. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And offers still a little bit of rim protection as well. Definitely mismatch on the offensive end. So it's just a time where it was good to see the team get in there, get a quick win, no real scare, and get out the way because it's about to get a lot tougher.
I agree wholeheartedly. It's about to get real deep out there in the SEC. And also, some of these games you might win now. You definitely don't want to lose later, I would say, because next time you see some of these teams is going to be the SEC championship, maybe the NCAA tournament. So, and the SEC, I mean, what if we look at an Elite Eight and half of the Elite Eight is the SEC or more than half? That would be – it could happen. Yeah, it could. It's not like a crazy scenario, but it's still one of those things where it's like, whoa. Whoa. Daniel Pettey.
It's going to happen.
Okay. So we're going to talk about that too later on as we get closer.
I mean, we got 5 weeks. 13 teams getting in at this point.
Yeah, because we got 5 weeks left now. Last week was 6, or is it 6? Am I wrong? I think I'm right.
Texas is looking at 7 wins total in the league, and they're at 29 in the the RPI stuff right now. It's going to be interesting.
Arkansas is not a bad team either right now. We're going to play Saturday. We'll talk about that.
We're going to get to Arkansas because
go ahead, bro.
That's a dangerous spot. And
it is.
Point, the turnovers has been a trend, man. Going back 4 games, you had 11 against Vanderbilt, and then 14 against LSU, and then 14 against Mississippi State, and then 19 against Georgia. But the crazy thing, and you made a great point when you play the Auburns and the Tennessees of the world, that's where it's going to come back to bite you because it didn't against Georgia. In those 19 turnovers, Georgia only had 9 points off those 19 turnovers. So that's not a great conversion rate for Georgia, which is why Bama was able to beat the crap out of them, even though they had such a horrible stat line in the turnovers. But to your point, man, you have 19 turnovers against Auburn, and it's going to get ugly. Like they're going to run you out of the damn. Promise you. Look, I think Auburn and Alabama are the best 2 teams in the SEC and 2 of the 3 best in the country with the Cooper Flag show at Duke. But 19 turnovers against any top team like that, and they're going to make you pay for it. So that's got to get cleaned up. Absolutely. If you want to harp on something, because look, you can't harp on much right now. We're going through a gauntlet of an SEC schedule, and I don't care who you're playing, man. All of them are good, and you've got 1 loss right now. So you've taken care of business, but at some point your Achilles heel comes to bite you in the worst times, and that's when you play. Because guess what? When you get to that Elite Eight, when you get to that SEC championship, which the SEC tournament is just going to be balls to the wall.
Yes.
Your Achilles heels come back to haunt you in the worst times. It seems like they know when to get you. It's like, okay, we've been skating by, but that thing, we're worried about it. It always haunts you at the time you don't need it to, and that's when you're playing for a championship or whatnot. So definitely something you got to get cleaned up. But other than that, man, it's hard to that's it. Outside of that, the team's playing great ball all around.
Yeah. Real quick, can I say on the turnover part, Alabama just in the conference is 14th in turnovers. The only teams worse than us is LSU and Georgia. And I was kind of looking at it like, okay, is it just play style? So the top teams for points per game, Alabama, Kentucky, Auburn, Florida, Missouri. We're 14th. Kentucky is 11th. Auburn is 2nd behind only Ole Miss. So it's not even, you can't just say the play style because they're scoring the third most points in the conference, but still protecting the ball on the other. And then Florida's 8th, Missouri's 10th.
Yeah.
So to your point, and that's the team it's going to bite you against. You just can't have that. And you look at Sears, he's only averaging 2.6 on the year, which is like the same as Cooper Flagg, and you'll never hear about Cooper Flagg having a problem. It's just they pop up in huge bunches. That the get back game after the LSU benching, with 9 assists, it still has six or seven turnovers. They're just coming at all the wrong times. Like even this last game, Chris Youngblood has 2 games the whole season with 3 turnovers, and that's his most. But he'll have him in the same game where we have like 20 turnovers, and so it just looks bad across the board.
I think you just made a great stat point right there, Herb. Man, when you brought up Ole Miss is number 1 in the league in not turning it over, but I also think they're number 1 in the league in causing turnovers. That's why they were able to come in Tuscaloosa and get the upset. Well, number 2 is Auburn. And Auburn can actually score better and has dudes that are a lot more proficient scoring than Ole Miss. So to your point, that is a huge stat line, and why teams like Ole Miss can sneak in and get Bama. You got to clean. Man, it is something that's got to be cleaned up before March, or it's going to come to haunt us in the worst way.
It does. The turnovers could be your kryptonite, especially if a team starts seeing that you're bad on turnovers and starts pressing you. And getting a full court press, it makes it a lot harder to get the ball up and down, takes more stamina out of guys. But also a big thing I see with Bama sometimes isn't – we talk about the turnovers. Sometimes it's about a chest pass or a bounce pass. Sometimes you're doing the wrong type of pass and the wrong type of lanes and stuff, man. And I've been seeing it lately, and you're getting a hand stuck in there and knowing when to pass and when not to. And it's different, obviously, in games versus, when you're even walking through in practice and stuff. So I get it. But we got to be more ball careful, more fundamentally sound.
Yes.
Obviously, I would, if I was Nate Oats, fundamentally sound, which obviously he's the GOAT, in my opinion, Bama basketball. But I'm about to say, well, that one dude commented and said that he would have to win 3 national titles to be the Bama GOAT.
Look, Wimp's the only other argument. He didn't win any national titles.
Yeah.
Come on.
The thing is, man, I don't like what somebody says, like, in college basketball, you got to win 3 natties. What? Like, wait a minute. It's hard to win 1, son, much less 3.
Calipari just had all the talent on planet Earth and couldn't win but 1 in Kentucky and hadn't won, can't get out of the first round in the last 6 years. It's tough.
Yep. Well, we're about to talk about him coming up in a minute.
Ooh.
But real quick before we get into it, Herb, let us know once again what they need to have at Coleman Coliseum this Saturday, going down Alabama versus Arkansas. What they need to have waving around. Daniel Pettey's
got to have it. You got to get it ready for this stretch run. It's about to be a brutal stretch of games. You include Arkansas in that. You got to have your title towel. Hit up the guys at Whitwell Sports. They're a great guy. The code is standard to get your discount on that one. But Whitwell Sports, great guys, great product. Show your support for the team, man. Grab one.
Rod Derrick in his house.
Right, yeah. Got brother in here. Some brotherly love, mister.
There's no love between the brothers, but he is here.
Christian, Daniel, Kyle.
First get the natty, then we'll go there. Roll tide. Yeah, I feel you, man. So we'll kick off next subject real quick, guys, while we got everybody in here. Alabama versus Arkansas. Going to be a good game coming up this weekend. Arkansas recently, a couple weeks ago, took down Kentucky. I think that's a big win for them. It's a big win, period. Obviously, we beat Kentucky too, but this is a sneaky 13-8 team. Don't let that 13-8 say, yeah, we got this. We'll walk in there and win by 15. Don't let that happen. These guys are sneaky good. Got a guard averaging 16 points a game. And, I mean, the dude plays lights out. Yeah, he plays lights out, too. I looked up some highlights on him. Dude plays lights out. Their last 5 games, they're 2-3. We're 5-0. But, like I said, don't let some of these stats fool you because Ole Miss came in and popped us in the mouth a couple weeks ago, and them turnovers came out to bite us. So, Daniel, you kick us off with this one with the Alabama versus Arkansas preview right here. Preview and predictions. How are we feeling, man? Alabama versus Arkansas, go.
It's one of those where you're looking and saying, well, you kind of expected this earlier from Arkansas, and then when they didn't do it, you forgot about them. They lost a couple of early games in league play, but man, Boogie Flan missed a few games, but they've got the Thiero kid. They've got 2 first-round draft picks. It's going to become a common theme. Wait till you see the NBA draft. It's not like it used to be a bunch of high school kids, a bunch of ACC people, some foreign guys you've never heard of, and maybe a dude from Kentucky. No, it's going to be like the SEC show, like it is in football. Arkansas's got 2 first-round draft picks. They can ball. They didn't just go win at Arkansas, which, trust me, that game meant more than anybody can ever imagine to Cal. But look, Kentucky plays zero defense. If you can score, you can beat Kentucky. If Kentucky doesn't get out in front of you, they're very beatable. But even more impressively, after that, it wasn't just a one-off. They went and won at Texas. Texas and Trey Johnson has the best. That freshman is leading the SEC in scoring. They've got one of the best shooters in the country. And going into Texas and winning right now is not an easy task. So they went, on the road to Kentucky, then on the road to Texas. Now they're coming home and get Bama. There's a lot of confidence in Arkansas. But here's the deal. I'm going with coaching in this, and I think Oats can coach circles around Cal. Cal as a recruiter, I don't think he's the greatest coach, but if his guys get to playing, he's got NBA talent. And guess what NBA talent can do when it gets hot? He can beat your ass. So
can win some games.
And man, Bud Walton Arena is one of the snake pits of the SEC. And when you get a team like Alabama, when you get one of the top 3 teams in the country, it's going to be rocking at 8:30 on a Saturday night. So this is absolutely. I'm glad we got a week off, kind of get your legs back under you.
Yep.
But
that is true.
It's going to be this is every week, man. Every week in the SEC, you feel like, all right, now we get to take a breath. Not really. There's no breaths, and this is another one. Bud Walton. It's going to be a game where, but again, it's one where if we're hitting shots, we're hitting those the outside shots falling, they can't keep up.
Yeah,
I agree. I think, like I said, Bama don't sleepwalk this one. We can get this one. Come in ready to play. Ready to roll. We got Auburn coming up here soon too.
We got a hog in the
I see that. Juwan, he said hog smacking Bama. Y'all ain't walking in here and winning. Remember, Herbert did to y'all. They're gonna ball out. Okay. Kyle said hide and watch Juwan. Yeah. He said, listen, I wish Bama the best, but Saturday I believe my Hogs will win by 5. We got some Arkansas fans in here. Okay. Let's hear those predictions, Hog fans.
I love it. So big, man. Hey, people don't realize, and I get there's the Kentucky, but outside of Kentucky, the most rabid basketball fan base in the SEC is up there in Hogville. Back in the Nolan Richardson days and the 40 minutes of hell and the Corliss.
That's what I remember growing up.
I remember the Corliss Williamson days, guys. Yes. So I know why y'all are a feisty bunch up there at Bud Walton, but. Guys, that tide's coming, and we're ready to pick a fight. So come on,
it's gonna be a good one. We'll get predictions right after Herb goes. I want everybody to give a score prediction. Herb, kick us off right here. How you feeling about Alabama versus Arkansas?
This is one of those you expected more from them coming into the year with Arkansas, with the talent they had, and with Cal going over there. Started off 1-6 in the conference. They're kind of falling by the wayside. Then, like you said, they double up with Kentucky. Now, the Kentucky win you could have dismissed, it's an emotional night, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. But then, like you said, you go to Texas and win also. I feel like that's one of those, okay, you have to focus on this team, because we know how the kids are. I call them the kids. Sorry, I'm old. Had they lost to Kentucky, lost to Texas, this is a game you kind of overlook. You're not playing your best. You're not focused. They win those 2 games coming into here. They have some momentum. You can't ignore them. But it's like Pettey said, man, talent-wise, we've got them. We hit shots. We don't turn the ball over. We win. You let them get some early momentum, though, and that play starts jumping. Yeah, it's going to be a different story. You have to weather the early storm, and you got to take care of business in this game.
So they were good in the 90s, Pettey?
Oh, yeah.
They were.
Okay. Yeah.
They were. Like you said, when Nolan was there, and then what was the guy that took over right out? That's why he ended up getting fired, because he couldn't keep up that momentum from Arkansas. They're like what you guys think about Kentucky right now. That was Arkansas when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I missed that one. I didn't pay too much attention.
No,
Yeah, when
like I said, 40 minutes of hell. They would put it on you.
Yeah, Arkansas won the national title in '95 with Nolan Richardson and Corliss Williamson, and there was I'm trying to think. I'm screwing up the name. I know Scotty Thurman was there, but I don't know if it was that team when they won the title. But it was dubbed 40 minutes of hell, man. They'd full court press you for 40 minutes, and you had to bring your lunch bell because Arkansas was gonna. They were like
sub you in waves and and he would just keep it on you.
So that'll lead us to this right here. Alabama 86, Arkansas 79. Pettey, who you got?
Man, I think this is. I think it's going to get higher than that. I think this is one where we get into a shootout. Arkansas's got some dudes that can score. We're going to run up and down the court. This is going to be. I'm calling it a 92-89 Bama win.
Oh, 3-point.
I'm going high.
I'm there. I'm there. And Arkansas played enough defense to keep, but I can see it like 88, 85, 88. You know, they're going to make us sweat. And the group chat will probably be blowing up right at the end. What are we doing? How did he miss that free throw? You know, there's just going to be a lot of moments in this game. I can already see
I like you threw in the free throw.
I'm just, Grant Nelson has been really shaky at the end of games now. And all of a sudden, so it's just like, that's his spot right now is let me miss a free throw at the end of the game just so everybody can sweat.
Yeah, and I don't get that. I know it happens.
Ask Daniel Pettey about it. He really doesn't.
You got freckles on your legs. You shouldn't miss a damn free throw. That's all I gotta
say. Oh man, that's good. That's good. So predictions right there, guys. Chat, leave yours. I saw some of y'all drop yours.
Arkansas fans, tell us what that score is going to be.
Yeah, Arkansas fans, let us know. I'm excited. I think so. Like I said before y'all got in here, I don't know if Arkansas fans heard me. I said this is a sneaky good Arkansas team too. So it was no hate on you guys. Nope. I said y'all was sneaky good. We come in and don't do right, and Bama's gonna get popped in the mouth. We need to come in and take y'all very serious and ball. In order to beat Arkansas. But that'll be a good one. Let's see, Roderick got 94-86. Bama does commit about 14 turnovers. We talked about that.
13.2
we talked about that. Yeah.
So, it somehow got worse from last year.
We've got to control that down. I'm excited to see how that's going to be Saturday. Betting odds over under. If you're a betting man, I'm going under Saturday.
Really?
Going under.
I'm betting
going under at any Bama game is scary. No matter what
it's going to be. Bama's going to be favored by 3.5 to 4.5, and I'm betting the over/under is going to be 168-ish. That's my.
He said Arkansas fan scored 79. Okay. I like that 5-point game. I'm close to that. I said 86-79. Bama over, but I'm close to that. Yeah.
And look, we're a Bama show, Bama homers here, but we're not going to be shocked if we walk out of Fayetteville.
I wouldn't. Yeah, because I just said it's a sneaky one. Yeah. And if we ain't paying attention, man, you gonna get popped come up Saturday.
Oh yeah.
So we'll leave it at that, though, guys. We'll see how the game goes Saturday. It's gonna be a good one. Thank you for the Arkansas guys joining us, man. You guys are awesome in the comments. Thank you guys for stopping by. And if you guys want to hang out more, we about to talk about player of the week, more for Alabama though. But I want to kick us off on this one tonight. Normally, I let you guys go, but I got a guy. I mentioned it earlier, but I just think it's one of those things that he's constantly good, and I don't think we've given it to him yet. But Grant Nelson, 16 points, 10 boards. I like the double-double. Doing the hard work. Sears did have 20 points. I like that. We could give it to him almost every time. Like I said, I gave it to him last week because of the stuff around him proved why he's the leader of the team last week, what I was talking about. But this week, Grant Nelson, just being solid as can be, dude. It's almost like it's bank. It's money you can always count on. Like, he's going to get 8 to 10 boards. He's going to score 12 to 14 points. Almost a game. Okay, that's a score.
How about 5 blocks also last game?
And yes, and I'm about to say got some blocks last game too. Got some really good blocks. And that I like Grant Nelson.
Appreciate you, Dallas, man.
Good ball. Yeah, appreciate you, Dallas. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Maybe we see Arkansas in the SEC tournament, dude. We could possibly see them in the tournament and turn around.
If you want a dark horse to win the tournament, that would be the one to watch out for.
Ole Miss too. Yeah. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about some dark horses.
Them and throw Missouri I'm gonna throw Missouri in that damn mix too.
Yeah. Man, and it's like we could just sit here and go around the whole table, but Texas.
But no, I'll give those three. I think those are the three most dangerous that aren't.
Yeah.
The Bama, Auburn, Florida,
Kentucky, Tennessee.
I'm not throwing Kentucky in there.
All right. Tennessee because of defense.
Defense,
I say Tennessee's really good. Their defense is just is locked down. So
well,
I like Tennessee.
Tennessee won against Missouri this week at home, and Missouri's playing lights out, but they did it without their starter. Tennessee's had a few big wins after dropping a few. Yeah, Tennessee's a dangerous one. Don't sleep on the Vols just yet because now, like I said, there's a top echelon of Bama, Auburn, Tennessee, Florida, and then I think you got that next group of some dangerous teams.
Yeah. To that point, real quick, I wanted to throw something at you because you're mentioning that. If you go to ESPN's Bubble Watch and they say who's your locks to make the tournament and who's not, the group you just mentioned, Auburn, Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, you know who the fifth team is they have as a lock? And your hint is it's not Kentucky.
Out of the SEC?
Out of the SEC.
The fifth lock?
Hold on.
Missouri.
Texas A&M.
Oh, okay.
Wade Taylor. I was trying to think of what the dude's name was. Wade Taylor, the point guard.
Yes, Wade Taylor the fourth, yes. I brought that up because you mentioned you didn't throw Kentucky in there. And they've got them, at a high percentage. But that group of locks is they're 95% and up. So I thought that was interesting looking at it. It just kind of goes with your point when you say, hey, I'm not putting Kentucky in there. They're kind of in that second tier right now as far as ESPN is concerned.
Well, I've now watched them pretty in-depthly 3 or 4 games in a row. They played Ole Miss this week, and when I say they don't play defense, they literally don't move. They will watch you take it to the hole. And so the deal with Kentucky is they can shoot. They can shoot the lights out. They got scores. So if Kentucky scored, like I was trying to figure out how the hell they beat Tennessee. They're literally last in the SEC in creating turnovers and defensive efficiency. So if they don't get ahead of you, Kentucky's not beating any of the front-running teams in the SEC right now. I've seen, again, I watched Arkansas you got to play defense in this league because all the top teams do. Auburn, Bama, Tennessee, definitely, obviously, Florida. It's just – I hate to say it. We've got another. I don't hate to say it. I don't give a shit. It's Kentucky. You've got another Billy Gillespie. I guess I hate to say it for you people in blue that live and die. They've got another Billy Gillespie. This guy out there, the seat's already hot. He's already panicking in post game. Kentucky's got some problems. So that's why I'm not. I'm Kentucky. I'm not. I was there. Well, they beat Duke the third game of the season, so their talent's there, but it's just. They don't have so
new coach comes in to hire legendary Blue Blood program, replacing a legendary coach, and is on the hot seat in the first year. Oh, that's crazy.
Where have we heard that?
I was just about to say something.
I'm just saying that never happens. That's all I'm saying.
Hey! I don't think it's as hot as that one. I think it'll be hotter this year if it don't happen, but I don't think it's hot as that one in the blue though. That one gets hot quick too. But Herb, hit us with your player of the week, brother. Who you got for the Tide? Who's the player of the week?
Man, I'm gonna cop out on this one. I've been staring at it forever, thinking about the game. I'm doubling down on Grant Nelson. I'm just gonna show him some love.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna show him some love. My default is usually Stevenson, but you got to give Grant the love at both ends. I feel like I said he's way too people criticize him way too. Oh, he's got to emphasize. Oh, he missed that shot. He's steady, man. Like I said, I think he loves that not being the leader role. Let me just go out and play. The blocks don't even tell the whole. He does really well as a rim protector. He's swatting at everything at least. I'll say that much.
Got good size too.
He's going at it. So I'll double down on Grant Nelson for the week.
Yeah, I like that. Pettey, who we got, brother?
Grant won't get damn MVP out of me until he goes 100% one night from the charity stripe. And until then, he gets no love from me. And this freckled-legged white dude who sat in the gym and sucked at basketball but could make free throws. So
yeah.
I've got to go. I've got
Pettey
to
is
go
consistent.
Look, I love Nelson, but you better make some damn free throws if you want my love, homeboy. It's conditional. I got to go with the man who got benched and then just played back-to-back lights-out games in Sears. I haven't given it to him all year, so I don't feel like I'm a cop-out. I feel like we could give it to him all the time. But look, coming off of the LSU benching and then having the back-to-back games he played, love that kid's game. I love Sears. I know he can turn it over from time to time, but as long as he's putting up 20, close to 10 assists, Sears is my guy. He played great this week, and I expect him to be the catalyst to what gets Alabama through a very raucous environment at Bud Walton.
Oh, yes, I agree. And Eric D has a great comment. We'll kind of go right here into our question segment. I'll hit this one. Is anyone in agreement with me when I say Holloway needs to be our starting point guard and Sears needs to slide over to the 2 guard? I said this over a week ago and Sears got benched. Okay, so I think that what
you said, and I think Eric said this, and we were kind of like, nah, I don't know, man, I don't know. But Eric, I'm
well. But you got to think of it. It does get stronger, but at the same time, you got to think of how Nate's going to look at this. If he runs for this one way and just ignores the other way, what happens? We run into a situation where he gets hurt again. And then now they only know how to play this position, that position. So I believe that in this situation, Nate isn't going to limit himself to just Sears or Holloway. That's why you see both of them play. That's why you see them different times in. And you see Phylon in too. Phylon's been banged up lately. But before, you've seen him tote the ball some. So, I think it kind of goes both ways on that, Eric. I'm with you. I like him. I like him a lot. But at the same time, it's hard to tell your guy that got you to the Final Four last year to slide over to the 2. So that's a tough ask.
Yeah, I think.
But I get it though, Eric.
Yeah, I think even I'm probably the same answer I gave last time. I think you just weaken your bench too much too when you do that. So like, let's say you put Holloway in the starter, and let's say you put Phylon on the bench, and he's your first guy off. You lose a lot of shooting. Phylon is not near the shooter that Holloway is, so you're not duplicating things coming off your bench. I'd rather have a healthy Phylon starting. Holloway comes off the bench, and for Sears, you don't lose a whole lot. He can penetrate as well. The turnovers have been cut down. He can shoot from outside as well. And I think if you do it the other way, you just weaken your bench a lot, and you weaken the continuity of the unit. So I think that's why.
He's right there, giving some diversity, and like that, and that right there is something.
I get the thought train, though. I understand.
Yeah, no.
Oh, no. Yeah, I think it's a great question. I think it's a great question.
100% get it, but I think that's where Nate got caught up, and maybe to Sears last year, and then realizing that maybe we should have some other guys too that can come off the bench, like you just said. When Sears is on the bench, can we still score? Or are we just holding on until he comes back on? So that's something, or just getting by and getting an easy bucket because the ball fell to us down low and it just so happenly did. Or was that precisely worked down there, But Grant Nelson will play. He said Grant Nelson play better coming off the bench. 50-50, I can agree with that, to an extent. I think he would too. I think he's going to play no matter what. He's a baller. He's on the court. He's going to play.
So what I always say this, like Grant Nelson right now is your second leading scorer. So what are we saying that he's gonna, do better coming off the bench? Like, what is it he's not doing? I guess as your starter. So you want more? He's already second, And to the other point, Holloway is your third leading scorer. So again, that goes to that first question. But I think Grant's fine where he is. You get a good mix of defense and offense and a mismatch on the other end. So. I see why he wouldn't. And plus, if you're taking him to the bench, who are you starting instead? I guess that's the other thing.
Yeah, and that's true too. So, so I get that. But anyway, do we have any more questions? I think that was
it on the questions. You got some questions coming. We'll hop them up because we got good numbers out there. So if y'all got any questions, hit them up real quick before we hop out.
Yeah. But that right there, guys. I mean. That's about it for this week's episode of Going Hard in the Paint. We thank you guys for joining us, man. You guys are awesome. We do the show every Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. convert that to wherever you are right now. I don't know, wherever you are, convert that to wherever you are.
If you're in the Bahamas.
Yeah, so convert that to where you are now. 30 minutes ago, we started. So, guys, come join us on Thursday nights here on the Bama Standard. Kyle, appreciate you joining us, man. You're here almost every week, dude. We appreciate it, brother.
Definitely.
Eric, thank you for stopping by, too, man. Appreciate the comments.
Yeah, good questions, Eric. Good questions.
From's always in here, too, man. And if I'm missing anybody, I'm sorry, but I see a lot of you guys in here all the time. And thank you guys for joining us every week. Awesome. Herb, let the beautiful people know where they can find you at, what you got going on, man, and everything like that.
Me and Roderick, we do our show, the Herb and Roderick podcast is on Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. So standard. You can also find me here going hard in the paint, 7:30 on Thursdays, and newly added Talking Bama on Sunday nights at 7 o'clock on this network as well.
I saw y'all on. I saw you on there. I wanted to check in.
I was trying to class up the joint a little bit, you know.
You know, you gotta hold us down, Tom. Right? You gotta hold us down. We get a little wild. Yes. Also, we will not be on this Sunday, guys. I did announce it last Sunday. We will not be on this Sunday due to the Super Bowl. Big game this weekend. If you don't know, you're living under a rock. Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, Landon Dickerson, Eli Ricks. What other Bama boy am I missing? I'm missing another one, right?
You said Dickerson, right? Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, Landon Dickerson, Devontae Smith, Eli Ricks.
Oh, wait, no, wrong thing.
Yeah.
No, that was Ole Miss. But I mean, now you're being funny. You're being funny. There ain't nobody on the Chiefs for
no. Give me the
Eagles.
There's more reason not to cheer for the Chiefs. So good deal.
Yes, true. So Pettey, let the beautiful people know where they can find you at. What you got going on, man, especially on Monday nights.
Fly, Eagles fly. On Monday nights, you can catch me with my man Gerald Smoke Dixon on the opening kick, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Always cutting up there. And then you can catch me on Tuesday nights at the Final Whistle, 8 Central, with my man Matt Cadell, Chris James, Dan James, Lou Shine, Ty, and the gang. And then here on Thursday nights, going hard in the paint, talking Bama basketball. Man, just glad to be here with you guys. We're getting, this season's heating up, man. It's getting exciting. So,
yep. So Bama hoops is heating up, guys. College hoops is heating up. SEC. It's getting down to, I think we're 5 weeks away from NCAA tournament time. It's gonna be a good one, guys. We got the SEC tournament before that, obviously, and conference tournaments before that, and championship. You know, all the good stuff. So. It's going to be a good one. Hang with us, guys. Tell a friend to tell a friend about us on Thursday nights. It'll be a marvelous show every Thursday night. Make sure you join us at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. My name's JT. You can follow me at IamJGlaze across all social media platforms. Y'all have a beautiful night, and we don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, baby.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.